Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 3 in the series. Game 3 taking place here on Tyrannus Stand. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to the customary 8 times speed until I get the 2-minute mark. FoCuS spawning as the yellow orc on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Foggy spawning as the red night elf on the bottom right. We'll see how things unfold in this final deciding match here. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, Demon Hunter right there. Going to go ahead and try and take down the rogues. Going to go ahead and be able to take down all of these pretty quickly and be very, very close to level 2 right at the very start of the game. Meanwhile, Blade Master off to the north picks up a Cloak of Shadows by taking down this Apprentice Wizard already, meaning he will be at level 2 once these last 2 rogues are taken out. Nope, decides against it. Gonna go ahead and head back home, most likely pick up some items from the Voodoo Lounge, heal back up. Circlet of Nobility had no double healing salves. There we go. Now gonna start healing himself up as he moves on his merry way. Demon Hunter is sitting at level 2. Ancient of War is down over here as we are going to be going after the Forest Trolls first. Forest Trolls, why are they backing off? I don't really quite know. All right, so going after the Forest Trolls first. Some of the units are now just wandering around a little bit more, and I'm sure Foggy is just wondering what's going on with this. This is actually just rather telling as we see a mana burn now go down on the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Blade Master may be able to steal this kill. No, Demon Hunter still gets it. Gets this kill as well. So far, so good. Meanwhile, Blade Master going straight for the Archer as the Archer now desperately runs for the hills himself. There's a mana burn. Grunt pads down the Archer as the Blade Master gets his elf. All right, let's go ahead and move on off over here. Ancient of War looking to be taking a lot of damage, and Foggy is in a very, very serious bind. He cannot afford to lose this Ancient of War, and that's exactly what's going to happen here if he is not careful. Ancient of War now trying to chase over. Wisp now going to be brought over as well. Sasquatch going to get taken down by the Blade Master, giving him level 2. Wait. Oh, yes, does give him level 2. Picks up a Wand of Lightning Shield. Double Circlet of Nobility. And that level 2 Blade Master is pretty much hitting like a level 3 Blade Master. Lightning Shield quickly sold off. Blade Master going to heal himself back up, most likely. Wait for the healing salve. Nope. Going to go ahead and heal or take down these Kobold Tunnelers first before making his rounds. Demon Hunter now off to the north. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. Dust of Appearance back over here. Tree of Ages. Moonwells off over here as we're taking a look at what the Ancient of Wonders... Well, Ancient of Wonders has nothing in stock, as well as are the Barren Moonwells here. So far, Foggy has taken a lot of damage without dealing very much, and FoCuS has a very sizable lead in terms of the overall pacing. Now, the Demon Hunter may decide to pick up some Boots of Speed, Staff of Teleportation, and will be able to cause a little bit of disruption. A Wisp off over here should be able to hire up that Beastmaster as soon as it is ready, as we now have the Demon Hunter trying to take down some of these units here. Blade Master, however, big time use right there, using the Peons as a preemptive surround before the Blade Master got there. That was a huge play there. Staff of Teleportation, however, coming straight back to the Beastmaster, as the Beastmaster may end up getting spotted. No, Blade Master, Beastmaster not spotted at all. Instead, going to be going after... Are you kidding me? If you go after this creep camp, you are going to be slowed beyond recognition, and things will go from bad to worse extremely fast. All right, going to go ahead and pull the creeps away. Now going to go straight after these units here, not picking up a mercenary. What is going on? This is a very risky maneuver by Foggy, but perhaps no, Blade Master was revealed off over there, so perhaps he knew the location of the Blade Master and decided to take that risk, knowing that without risk there is no reward, as the Tobal Taskmaster is going to end up getting taken down. Potion of Invulnerability picked up by the Beastmaster, and that was just one of the power consumable items that he wanted to grab. You want to make sure that your opponent doesn't have access to them, especially if your opponent's main hero is a Blade Master, and we're seeing exactly that. Demon Hunter now off over here. Are we going to see a mana burn? Yes, we do, and damage is being dealt. Dust of Appearance as the Quill Beast already dealting in a lot of damage onto that Blade Master. Furthermore, Beastmaster, Demon Hunter, did he pick up an item? He may have picked up the Ring of Protection +2. Wasn't really able to keep track of that all that much. Tauren Chieftain now out on the field as the Bestiary and the Spirit Lodge is already in play. double Ancients of Wind off over here. Foggy already teching the Tree of Eternity as an Ancient of War is pretty much healed back up. Oh, Blade Master down over here. Are we going to see a mana burn? No, Blade Master gets at the item and the tome. Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble, will be forced to retreat. Quill, or a lot of piercing damage on that Ancient of War. He is going to end up getting taken down. No, aggro pulling away. That was a little bit of a saving grace by FoCuS, but FoCuS going to get a little bit more experience. Tauren Chieftain not going to get to level 2 though, as he is just too far. Scourge Bone Chimes, Vampiric Aura. That's exactly what you don't want to see on a Blade Master. That Blade Master now able to mitigate some of that damage, as we're now going up against the Kobold, Taskmaster there. Where can't click on the Taskmaster. There we go. Down to 230 hit points. And it is going to get taken down there. If he does end up winning this game, if Foggy ends up taking this game, it will be because he was able to clear out the more difficult creep camps relatively early. Also, interesting choice here, picking up a Forest Troll Berserker, knowing that with the armor type, he would be mitigated significantly. All right, what's this? All right, Staff of Preservation saves him. Blade Master now comes in. There is a Windwalk Strike. Scroll of Town Portal already making their way through, mana burning that unit down, and the Demon Hunter is just going to run around until he teleports back home. Druids of the Talon are being added back up. Demon Hunter now off over here, going to uproot that Ancient of Wonders. Wait for the Nightfall, going to go ahead and uproot that there. Units should be able to make their way out, picked up an Orb of Venom as well. Beastmaster, well, come on, Beastmaster, make their way back out. What is he doing right there? All right, Druids of the Talon are still back over here. All of these Moonwells are pretty much bone dry, save for one. And that is going to be a little bit of a more dangerous situation to be in. Ancient of Wonders also clearing out some space. Yeah, just eating trees right there in order to make the necessary space. Level 2 on the Demon Hunter, level 1 on the other unit there, as we are now getting further along. Oh, wait, whoop, pop something up on accident. All right, there you go. Back over here. Tauren Chieftain now making rounds. Blade Master going to go ahead and try to clear out this Enforcer creep camp. Should be able to do that pretty easily, as the Tauren Chieftain, with now a Shockwave, gonna be saving that for, well, the upcoming fight against all of those Druids of the Talon. Now, Foggy is sitting at 37 over 50 compared to 49 over 50 from FoCuS. And there is not that much of a bank sitting in Foggy. So what does that mean? It means that Foggy is going to have a very difficult time to try and build up a large enough army to really deal with his opponent, as we see him pick up 2 Scourge Bone Chimes. One of those will most likely be sold, if not both. The Vampiric Aura does not stack, giving you 20%. No, it does not give you 20% Vampiric Aura if you have 2 of those Scourge Bone Chimes. They are just an aura right there. All right, Wand of Illusion most likely will get picked up after a Scourge Bone Chimes is sold. Wait for it. There you go. Picked it up. The Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3, as the Blade Master doing his round, sitting at level 4. Goblin Tinker out on the field. No Dust of Appearance. Blade Master, did he get that kill? Yes, he did. Got a little bit of extra experience, and the Goblin Tinker with only 14 experience to his name. Excuse me, he's going to have a very hard time trying to be useful in this upcoming fight. All right, let's take a look back over here. If you are very observant, you can tell which hero is the actual right Tauren Chieftain. Has 2 charges of Illusion, Wand of Illusion, has 1 charge of Wand of Illusion, has 0 charges of Wand of Illusion. I wonder which one's the right one. Anyways, let's go ahead and make our way back over here. Blade Master going to clean things up. Down over here, Goblin Tinker picking up a lesser potion of invulnerability. There is an illusioned Blade Master just walking around, and I gotta imagine that illusioned Blade Masters are just one of the most feared things, just because of how often a Blade Master is away from the rest of his army. Ancient of War now being constructed, trying to make sure that FoCuS does not get an economic advantage on top of everything else. You're going to see that it is going to end up getting canceled. Raiders now making their way over here. Should be able to take them out in just a second, as the Fairy Dragons are overhead. You got to be careful, though. Fairy Dragons do get ensnared down rather quickly. And once they are ensnared, they are very much vulnerable to all of those ground attacking units. Now, let's go ahead and move along. Beastmaster still sitting at level 1. Druids of the Talon are pretty much ready to go. Spirit Walkers casting that Spirit Link, a lot of damage mitigation already. There's 1 scroll of healing, 2 scrolls of healing So all of that damage will be mitigated across multiple units, making it extremely difficult to focus down a single unit. Imagine every unit on your opponent's side of the field having essentially double the amount of hit points if you were to try to focus it down, and then being able to heal. Those heals are just that much more effective since so much of that damage is mitigated consistently. All right, Tree of Life has been started. We'll see if that does even become an issue. Bat Riders are in position, but the Bat Riders have to be very careful as well. They do not want to be giving free experience. Demon Hunter, one hit on that Bat Rider did about 75 points of damage, or no, 100 points of damage. Wow, with that Orb of Venom damage over time as well. All right, Bat Rider just hiding overhead. Fairy Dragons are all right here. Druids of the Talon now ready to go, but they are not about to engage just quite yet. All right, let's take a look at the supply. 70 over 80 for FoCuS, 49 over 50. And yeah, that 20 supply difference is going to be astronomical in just a little bit. We're going to see how everything does unfold here as the Beastmaster now making his way back down, hoping to clear out more creep camps, but not realizing that there's nothing really down here that he can easily do. All right, Wisp wandering around. It looks like a lone Bat Rider was able to scout out. Let's take a look down over here. Druids of the Talon all pretty much maxed out on mana. Wisp off to the north now. We'll see what this Wisp does. Is he going to try to turn into an Ancient of War and then walk his way in? That is going to be the big question as the Bat Rider still wandering around here. All right, expansion needs to really start to pay for itself. His opponent already has one up. And the economic advantage is, what, 14 gold a second compared to 10, a 40% difference. All right, Troll Bat Rider may end up falling at the hands of Kobold Geomancer. The slow plus the piercing damage really causing problems here. Meanwhile, Goblin Tinker, Druid of the Talon. All right, here we go. There is the damage. Couple of ensnares later. There's one ensnare. There's two, there's a handful of ensnares. A Fairy Dragon able to Mana Flare in the back, but that is not where that really wants to be, as the Blade Master is just pretty much going to be able to slice and dice through everything here in just a second. All right, Cyclone being used. Yeah, Druids of the Talon just getting absolutely steamrolled here. This is not going to even be a fair fight when your opponent has pretty much twice the amount of units as you do. Yes, you're removing the Blade Master and the Tauren Chieftain out from the fight, but what about every other unit that is there just completely outnumbering you? Demon Hunter, Potion of Invulnerability, 15 seconds of God Mode, hoping to win back this war, but right now, even God Mode on this Demon Hunter, short of turning into Superman at level 6 with Metamorphosis, he's not going to be able to do much of anything. All right, Goblin Tinker sitting at level 1, now trying to get away. Blade Master, not able to finish off the Goblin Tinker. The Cyclones are doing their job, but is it enough? Tinker falls at level 1. Beastmaster sitting at level 2. Demon Hunter sitting at level 3. All of that damage just pretty much being mitigated in a moment's notice. 232 critical strike coming in from that Blade Master, and I believe that is pretty much going to be it. There is the GG. An easy win for FoCuS here in game number 3. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.